Good evening, everybody. Can y'all hear me? Yes. Y'all can hear me fine? Yes. All right, thank you guys for being here. Sorry we started late, but we're going to go ahead and get started. I am your co-host, the Queen Christine. Just go ahead and give yourselves a round of applause for being here. I appreciate everybody. My other co-host is Miss Savannah J from 99.7. Y'all please give her a round of applause. So to go ahead and kick our show off, we have a very talented young lady. Her name is Michelle B. She's going to come and perform for you guys, so enjoy. Thank you.
How you guys doing? Good. My name is Michelle B. I'm a Charleston native. I am a singer. I'm a poet in a way, I guess. So the song I'm going to sing is called Paradise. It's from an EP I released last year, well 2 years ago, and it's the EP was called Paradise, and you can find it on SoundCloud, so I hope you guys enjoy. I just wanna get away, see the sunset with you, get away. I just need to get away, oh yeah. I just wanna get away and see the sunset with you, get away. I just need to get away, oh yeah. Melodies and harmonies interrupt the rhythm of my heartbeat when you touch me, baby. Let's chill, let's vibe, let's open up the passageways to life. Immortal, let's light up, let's spark up. And baby, I've told you, get away and see the sunset with me, get away. I just wanna get away, oh yeah. I just wanna get away and see the sunset with you, get away. I just need to get away, oh yeah. Catastrophe turns to masterpiece, and everything just feels alright when I'm with my baby. Can you show me the hidden places of your soul? I want to explore you and kiss ya. Say, did I mention that I miss ya? But that's alright, we got time. Just know that I wanna get away and see the sunset with you, get away. I just need to get away, oh yeah. I just wanna get away, see the sunset with you, get away. I just need to get away, oh yeah. Memories fade to black. I feel your energy inside of me. Take me away to your remote location. Vibration in my legs, in my thighs, in my soul, in my mind. Now I know that I need to get away. See the sunset with you, get away. I just need to get away, oh yeah. I just wanna get away, see the sunset with you, get away. I just need to get away, oh yeah. I just wanna get away, oh yeah. I just need to get away, oh yeah. I just wanna get away and see the sunset with my baby. Drive down King Street in his drop top. We chillin', we vibin', and he'll take me to his remote location, remote location, remote location.
Thank you for that awesome performance. All right, our next performer is a young lady that I am such a huge fan of. I met her maybe about a year ago now. She performed for us at our Something to Say Poetry Group monthly show. She is from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. She is an awesome and powerful, powerful poet. Y'all please give it up for Miss Lyric.
Kind of nervous. So, my name is Shakidra, but I go by Lyric because that's just easier to say. I'm from a little town called Laura, South Carolina, near Myrtle Beach. 6 square miles, so yeah. This poem is called If. If brokenness could be measured in secrecy, then call me Grace. Cause I've been so amazing at hiding her face. I've hidden her black eyes with accolades. I can effortlessly blend her bruises with accomplishments, repaired her shattered heart with coincidence, cause after all, nobody really meant to hurt me. It just kinda happened. And after they completed such a great job at backstabbing, I was still standing there clapping, cheering them on like, way to bring this victory home. And if I would've known better, I would've did better. But when I did know, I didn't, and now I'm a single black mother of 5 kids, and that's how most of the world sees me, as merely a garden to drop their seeds in. And I've been waiting on a season for them to call me by my real name, Autumn, and not Fall. Cause every time I feel I got back up, been trapped 1,000 times but never got stuck, and I've been genuinely good to people, but bad karma is just my luck. If grief was algebra, I would be 5 times a single mother, the square root of a jilted lover, pride hidden under the cover of the black superwoman syndrome. And I've been looking for a place called home for as long as I can remember. And I've been making my way from January through December, only to find out that I resemble a bag lady. And they've been coming just to come and then running lately. If only they knew that I was the savior, they wouldn't treat me like I needed saving. If burdens could be multiplied, I would be the product of centuries of mental slavery. If I could find it in my heart to be okay with being your ex, I would probably be willing to offer you more than just occasional sex. If confidence had a color, my melanin would be dark deceiver. If power had pupils, my frustration would sorely make you a believer. If pain was a person, it would surely be Shakidra. If long suffering had a hue, then I would be a brown recluse because I have a habit of killing it. If black girls could be subtle, our intelligence wouldn't always require a rebuttal. Society wouldn't force us to buckle our hair under perms and hot combs. I can express my disdain without the use of a poem. I wouldn't have to be naked or twerk just to get noticed, and amongst my people I could find silence. If a black woman was a score, she would be winning. In a dark world, she will always be a full moon. Only greatness would be able to withstand the war within her womb. If her passion had a temperature, it would be wasabi. If her presence was waves, it would be a tsunami. If the measure of a black man could be put into words, he would be God, or maybe king, not merely just 1/4 of a human being, not blood, not Crips, not folks, not disciples, not yard boys, not Zoes, but one nation under God where we all adhere to the code, that no one of us is as strong as all of us, and if you mess with one of us, then you mess with all of us.
Come on.
And his smile would be a holiday, his laughter like an earthquake. He would be the skyline in Zimbabwe. And if black people could be heroes, we would be Philando Castile or Emmett Till or an armed security guard doing his job in Chicago, or waiting for our friends in Starbucks, or asking for directions after missing the school bus, or stopping to help a stranded motorist, or extending love, patience, and kindness to a white kid in our church pews before he murdered us. If President Obama would have acted like Trump, he would have been assassinated. Because that's what happens, right? All of our grace has been taken. And if redemption could be repaid in promises, then I want my 40 acres and a mule. I want due process. I want the right to pursue life, liberty, and happiness. But if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, or drug dealers, or utility bills, or first of the month checks, or societal rejects, or waiting by the mailbox in the projects, or 16 shorts to the torso, or pleading for our souls in the courtroom. And if our blood was rations, we would surely allow you to dip. But see, black skin ain't met with welcome arms. They clip. Assault rifles, police badges come with standard issue, bogus charges. And if I was from this planet, this would probably all make sense. But spaceships don't come equipped with rearview mirrors, they dip. So if I gotta be here, I might as well make the best of it. Thank you. One more.
All right.
So yes, this poem is called "A People Divided." It's amazing that you refer to me, the black woman, as a whore and a trick. It's because of my wound that you even exist. But you don't know me now because Willie Lynch offered you a free trip. Got me waiting on the dock to retrieve what we left on the ship.
Come on.
And when Uncle Tom died, hip-hop became the new whip. Because y'all purchased Chief Keef's record even after he said it would increase the murder rate. We live in a world where a grown man will sleep with a 10-year-old and not consider that rape. Where chicks will screw you after a conversation, never mind the first date. Where daddies are busy chasing titties and thighs to dive in, while your baby mama is wondering where her next high is. Suddenly she realizes it's just on the other side of your baby girl's hymen. His force burns the walls of her vagina, her little lungs screaming well like sirens. See, she's another kid suffocating in the circumstances of our people's silence. Who am I raising? Obama or Osama, Barack or Bin Laden? I sought the village for solace. Their reply was, "You're a bastard, your problem." See, they were too busy turning up screaming, "F the world, don't ask me for shh." Truth is, the world wouldn't risk getting you pregnant, but he will dangle free checks and rentless projects to entice you with, just to keep you on your knees, which is a perfect position for you to kiss his tip. No longer are we hung on display in the town's gallows. You can find us bent over in rap videos and feeling chosen on reality TV shows, rolling on the floor on Maury with the "Who's My Baby Daddy" woes, strutting on the corner with our fake Michael Kors and our strong store-bought afros. Always poor, because we think status is determined by the price tag on our clothes. I've come to the conclusion that my people are just ass backwards. The body appears free, but the mind remains shackled. That's right, they got us timed like traffic. Red light stop, green light go. You made one porno and now you a pro? Got them looking at you like, hey, ho. See, they already convinced us that we were naughty by nature, and that's why a dark-skinned sister would look at a light-skinned sister and automatically hate her, not realizing she's that way because Master took someone that looked like me and raped her. She's still a slave even if she is a house nigga. But I don't understand why you don't get that the picture is bigger. bigger than no child left behind, bigger than a preschool to prison pipeline. But I said it before, my people are just ass backwards. The body appears free, but the mind remains shackled. We are a people divided. The way we defile each other keeps our enemies excited. This world don't give a damn about us and they don't even hide it. But see, we got used to being slaves. There's no need to deny it.
All right, I am Savannah from Star 99.7. Anastasia, where are you? Come on down, Anastasia. Y'all give it up for Anastasia. Keep clapping, keep clapping. Keep clapping, y'all will listen. Anastasia, do your thing, baby girl. I'm gonna lower this a little bit because I'm vertically challenged. How y'all feeling?
Alright.
I can't hear you. How y'all feeling?
Alright.
Alright, so one of the things I like to do is get the audience involved because I want you to understand that what we're doing is important. I want you to understand that we have this beautiful tool that we use that is powerful, and a lot of people forget how powerful it really is. So I'm going to ask y'all to say this with me. There is power in the tongue. Let me hear you say it. There is power in the tongue. Say it loud and say it proud. There is power in the tongue. That's right. With this, we can break chains, move mountains, change lives, uplift souls, free nations. We can catapult our next generation into a future free of evil, release our brothers from their family curse and burdens, make change each day, educate our community, spread hope, and prevent tragedy. But remember, it can serve as a double-bladed sword. We must avoid our human weakness for vengeance and seek a higher reward. We must breathe life, swinging blades of glory, not of strife. And when we spit a verse, be sure it isn't of a rehearsed curse, but of a sound mind with pure intentions and a message that has purpose. We must utilize this gifted tool to tap into the hearts and minds of our brothers and sisters and disrupt strategic methods utilized to corrupt our minds and break our spirit. We must be the back brace for our brethren and reassure them that deceitful enemy, they no longer have to fear it. And the pain they once endured alone, they no longer have to bear it. With this, we can break boundaries and win wars. Bring people together on one accord despite their race, sex, color, or creed. We can end world hunger, even rid the earth of greed. All we have to do is plant one seed. And in the darkness, create light. You see, no matter who you are, what battle you have to fight, with the power of the tongue, you can breathe, change, preserve, save, and create life. Thank you.
All right.
So these next couple of pieces, I just want to remind you again that there is power in the tongue. We can use this tool to communicate with our friends, our family, spread love, share hope, and also spread messages and ignite a fire that is much needed, especially in our communities today. Images have changed, but the memories and the pain are the same. Animal, disease, and technology have all evolved, but the mentality and habits of humans have not come too far. For centuries, anger has been suppressed. We've taken beatings, physically, mentally, and emotionally. We've attempted to march peacefully, stood fast and quietly. We've been attacked viciously and hung, dragged, set on fire, homes destroyed, families ripped apart. We've been brutally murdered, slaughtered and vandalized, raped and ostracized. Yet we still fought for equality and gave vicariously all for us to live in harmony. Eventually we stepped back and were silenced. We were integrated and given opportunities to advance. We have even had a president So times must have changed, or so we thought. 1, 2, 3, 4. The number of lives multiplies rapidly, and the devastation in our community grows exceedingly as we watch our men, women, girls, and boys be murdered and abused as their killers and abusers walk away and families are destroyed. Justice has one name, and it is not black. And as the blood continues to spill and unnecessary death unjustified, sadness is replaced with anger. It festers and spreads until it can no longer be contained. Memories are restored, observations are made. Reality sets in that we were led astray, and all we hoped for was still slavery away. It never truly gained. We had to a degree accepted being kept in our place, still serving and struggling and slaving away. We had accepted that we must fight even harder to advance than our fellow man. If ever should we stumble, his legacy will fall, and only to be reminded there's no room for him at the top at all. But when blood is spilled unnecessarily and the law is not justly, we are angry. Centuries of pain, mistreatment, inequality, sadness, and disappointment surface, and we become enraged. We've taken the beatings, been spat on, hosed down, held down, and given too many lives. Tired of the confusion, sick of the lack of compassion and unnecessary force, disgusted with the steadily increasing population of our men turned into inmates, we are exhausted with the news of negativity reflected more than our good. We have sat back quietly and slept too long while government acted against us. Media mocked us and law betrayed us. But communities that once upon a time thrived are divided. When our babies are shot down, beaten, and choked and killed in excess, maybe then it is time for us to be relentless. This one right here, I'm dedicating to our babies. A friend of mine once, when I first stood on a stage in Charleston, I was terrified, tummy was bubbling, I was scared. And when I stood on a stage, especially in front of our young people, I was reminded that there was purpose in what we were doing. And I was sent here to remind them that each and every last one of us has purpose. We are designed and created with a purpose and a passion that we are gifted to share with the world. And this is just part of mine and what I have. And no matter what situation you go through, what boundaries are broken, what things you may cross, and what you feel like you cannot bear, there's one thing that nobody can ever touch or take away. I was reminded by this of a dear friend of mine. So not only do I dedicate this to our children, but to a brother of mine, Moye. Pride. It was broken, stolen, wounded, and destroyed. Self-esteem barely exists. Pain you may cause, emotions you can stir, vision you can blur. You can influence my choice, but you can't have my voice. Tears you may cause, flesh wounds that I can cover with band-aids and gauze. My ideas you can attempt to destroy, even take away my joy, but you can't have my voice. Destruction you may bring, interrupt the song my heart sings, but you can't have this thing. You can try to kill my hope, anger you may provoke, but this is one thing you can neither steal or choke. This is one thing I don't have to hide or bury deep inside. It's mine. The thing you are able to touch, it's mine. I like the way that sounds. Mine. Something I own. Mine. Something that I define. It's mine. It's my freedom, my story, my key to glory. My pride, my joy, my gift, my choice. It's mine. My golden ticket, it's mine. It belongs to me. It's mine. It's what makes me me. It is me. It helps me defy gravity. M-I-N-E. Mine. No matter how many punches you throw and how many hurtful words you say, it belongs to me. You can't take this away. Today I found it. Today I own it. Today I use it. Today I stand by it. Today I embody its power, its strength, its dignity. Today I become it. I uplift it. It is my vision, my gifts, my miracle note, my lyric, my sweet melody. It's me. It's mine, my choice, my voice. Throw in this little piece here. So not only am I an author, a poet, but I'm also an artist, and I also have 2 books. I actually have a few that are available to you today that you can purchase, or you can find them on Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. This one will be coming to the stage real soon here, right here at Burt. in Charleston, I Heard Chicago Crime Outcry. This is a piece where it shares the things that are happening in our community, gun violence, hate crimes, and the stuff that we endure, gentrification, poverty, the school to prison pipeline, and how it all contributes to those things. And we're going to put that on the stage because it needs to be said out loud. My other book is called Natural Embrace, and this is just to teach young girls and women to love ourselves inside and out, because we are beautiful in all our shapes, colors. All of our flaws are just our journey that we are on, and they will what give us strength and power. So this last piece I'm going to give us, I'm not going to leave us on just a hard note. I want to share, it's really short, and this is for all of our queens out there, and this is just a reminder of who you are, and this is who I am. I am the beautiful color sprayed across the sky just before the burning sun sets. I am the glow of the moon and the stars sprinkled over your dreams. I am the horizon stretched across the world. I am the rain dancing on windowsills, flowers, grass, playgrounds, picnic tables, and roofs. I am a summer breeze flowing freely in and out and around treetops and across your wave. I am Nefertiti, Joan of Arc, Queen Sheba, Whitney Houston, Jennifer Lopez, Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Tina Turner, Sarah Bareilles, Mother Earth, the Statue of Liberty. I am the strength that carries us all when we are weak and weary. I am perseverance and determination. I am proud. I am life, passion, courage, love, hope, power, the brain that drives this very operation. The heart that pumps life into your body. I am your lifeline, your legacy, your support. The first breath you took was mine. I am royalty. I am your mother, sister, daughter, cousin, teacher, coach, wife, friend. I am priceless. I am here at the start of your race, and I will be here at the end. Thank you.
Get that Anastasia. She did baby. All right. Everybody having a good time? That's what I'm talking about. Gina Mocha. Where you at, baby? Gina Mocha. Come on, Gina. Y'all give it up for Gina. Keep it going, keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Let me tell you, I had such an experience. I've had a bout with asthma, y'all. 20 years without bothering me. I was down for about a week in the hospital, brought in my new year there. That was not my plan. But God is good. Yes, he is. Miss my kids at school, so I'll be at work on Monday. We're going to start off with my video called Hands Up. I shot it on the east side here. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, Coney Island. I've been here for 9 years, going on 9 years. My family is from St. George, South Carolina. And so, I'm ready for you, Angie. Thank you.
All of the speakers have agreed that America has a very serious problem. Not only does America have a very serious problem, but our people have a very serious problem. America's problem is self-destruction. That it was self-destruction. Self-destruction. That it was self-destruction. Self-destruction. That it was self-destruction. Self-destruction.
Hands up. What guarantees that I won't be another female statistic in the world's history book? I am Sandra Bland. Hands up. I decided to chase the dreams that America had to offer me. Hands up. You know the saying that says no child left behind until the day you decide to not put your hands up. And now we are being charged with a heinous crime. We are guilty before proven innocent because of the color of our skin. I refuse to lie down and go down in the ground covered in green pastures as a quiet coffin. Because Rosa sat and Martin stood and Aretha sang and Harriet did the crawl walk when millions of people followed her with a lit torch with her hands held up. Hands up. Every time you thought you knew me and you thought you figured me out, hands up. I found another way to reinvent me for you to say, who the hell is she, out the corner of your mouth. Hands up. I'm Gina Mocha walking with my hands held high, pointing to the sky with my hands held up. If I were a black male like Sean Bell on November 25th, 2006, 40 shots might have rung out. But since I'm a female, I'm going to run around town trying to find another way out of this struggle. And to let you all know, you can't hold a black female down until I'm climbing up the pole like Bree Newsom in 2015, trying to take down the Confederate flag that holds my black generation of colored people held down. So I walk around these days, chanting like Fannie Lou, with Johnny Truth, Angela Davis, Maxine Waters, and Nina Simone, defecating on your microphone with my hands held high, paving the way for our next generation while chanting, hands up. Too many times have I heard you say, he turned around like Mike Brown. He walked up on me, but then ran away like Walter Scott. He wouldn't turn his music down like Jordan Davis. He wore a black hoodie, and he had a book bag, and he had a gun. Oh wait, there's more. Trayvon Martin was carrying iced tea while eating a bag of Skittles, and the harmless people of color made me fear him, you see. So wait, am I a little confused or a little dazed because another black brother was killed because he walked, talked, or sat in his car with his girlfriend while a 3-year-old innocent child cried out, "Mama, stop. I don't want you to get shooted." Philander Castile was still shot down while trying to put his hands up. Even worse, when the strong forces from the Blue Walls choked a man to death in front of a New York City corner store, all the while Eric Garner was screaming out 11 times, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe." You can't stop me. I'm always 2 steps ahead of this game. My mom created me, but my dad died trying to show me that you should never fear no man, as I hear his voice saying, "Put your goddamn hands up."
Titled, Ending Predator-Friendly Environments. How many of you are ready to get a little spiritual with me tonight? Please help me sing these words tonight if you know them. I'm gonna put on my robe and tell the story how I made it over. Come on, y'all, I gotta hear. I'm gonna put on my robe, tell the story of how I made it over. One more time, same verse. I'm gonna put on my robe, tell the story of how I made it over. Honestly, how many of you ever thought monsters lived under your bed? While visions of childhood predators ran circles in your head? Closing your eyes from being traumatized of all the demise of keeping hidden family secrets trapped up in alibis, like only chocolate-covered kids tell lies. As you lay in bed envisioning a rope around your neck hanging from a suicide, how many people truly know the real story of how Emmett Till died? Sandra Bland died from a homicide as she was dragged with shackles and chains. The sad part, she was already dead in the film that was televised, and can't nobody tell me anything different because she's my sister and I felt her pain. Or was it really true, like when O.J. Simpson's glove didn't fit? Or did his lawyers lie the same way too? Like R. Kelly making young girls' dreams of wanting fame look like it's about to turn into Christmas Eve waiting for Santa to come down the chimney with a red and white sugar daddy candy cane. We all know the Pied Piper was deranged. I'll never listen to his music the same. His song, One Step into Love, can't believe it was marked with some young black girl's love. Do you truly know why the doves really cried in the Prince song? As his melodies fell succulently off my lips like sweet honeysuckle syrup, which looks so appealing until you find out the main ingredients are filled with toxins that left cancerous sores on my hips. No true stories are ever told the same,
It's like it never happened. Now let's see how this world deals with this outrage as they plot to hide his shame and bring up his dark past. But no matter the hurt and pain, the dirt is already spread like mud on his name. He still fits the description, whether you're a black man killing a white woman or a black acting like black Klansmen killing blacks on the south side of Chicago. While Michelle Obama stands tall, telling the stories of how she overcame them all, it can truly blow your mind for days. Becoming sold 2 million copies in 15 days, while Oprah smiled the same way at the table after the white man beat her in The Color Purple, until she was labeled as insane. But everyone remembers she was strong enough to bear Harpo's pain, or was it systematic? Because it was another black male actor who couldn't play a role unless he slapped her. Or it wasn't misplaced hurt from our ancestors' pain, like in Alex Haley Roots when they beat our poor brother Toby because he wouldn't bear his original name. What's really in a name? What is it about wanting to be named Kunta Kinte? Now his body is raped and lashes to remind us that his struggle was the result of his pain. I often wonder if my living here on earth is truly in vain. Take these lessons as healing tokens. Don't worry about reaching the fame. All that truly matters, all that really truly matters, is that you make your dreams rain. This last poem I'm going to do, so I don't get overworked, it's called, this poem goes out to all the Hattie McDaniels in our lives. Yeah, everybody know, we know who Hattie McDaniels is, but I'm going to tell you all about it. She always kept her poise, even when she was in a room filled with a lot of people talking oh so much noise and never cared about the tears she cried. An ode to Miss Hattie McDaniels, the big bones, the backbreakers, the heavy hitters, the brick houses, the fat girls, pretty hot and tempting girls, the ones that can't sit clearly on your lap girl, the oh, here she comes, watch out boy, she'll chew you up girl, because she's a man-eater type of girl. The don't take me out on any kind of restaurant type of girl. I need a fork, knife, and a spoon kind of dinner, because I'm not just a salad each chick kind of a sinner. I require real suckling dinner. Being with me should make you feel like a real winner, a superstar, feeling like you're pushing $100,000 cars. I wish honestly people stop fronting, because there's a lot of folks still hating on a big girl. But guess what? I took my stressed out situation and flipped it into a dressed up occasion, just to make sure that you know that this big woman will always be remembered and positively represented across the nation. Thank you for your courage, Miss Hattie McDaniels, for the true love, for your true love never wavered. She was the most bothered and bullied woman that ever walked this great nation. Today I will do you justice as I smile and wave my hand, because to some of you, we are just a fat disgrace. But honestly, we are the original true supermodel figures that did the style class in good taste. See y'all later.
All right, all right. You did that, Gina. Y'all give it up to Gina. Keep it going, keep it going. Woo!
Hi, I'm Margot Moon. Hi. Let me see if I can adjust this. Because I was being extra and was like, I like a stool on the stool type of person. Yeah, it's really out here for me. You know I'm extra. So this first piece that I've got is one that I wrote for my 4-year-old who's going to be 5 in February. Yeah, Aquarius with the Gemini mom. Moonchild of mine, know you're one of a kind. Not because you're a child of Margot Moon, but because inside of you dwells many moons. Nebulas of ancestors giving birth to more than just suns, quasars, orishas, the beauty in more than one. Just stars on stars to show light on who you are, the light you are, beautiful, celestial. I will always support you in all that you choose. If you want to be a congresswoman, I would just add my 2 cents about systemic racism and poverty. Or whatever, you could be a dancer doing lap dances VIP. You could be a dominatrix getting served by hypermasculine men in the vortex of divine femininity. Maybe a teacher underpaid to deal with a broken system and broken families in pursuit to educate the youth. A poet on a stage reciting poems that don't seem to rhyme, yet somehow they do. You know, you could be broke down in a deep, dark rut, and I'll be there helping to slay depression demons and pull you up. I can't say I'll always have money to bail you out, but I can keep stamps on deck for letter writing during a drought.
All right.
You're my girl, my boy, if you decide it's necessary to transition. I'm here for you always. When it comes to my purpose, that's the real mission. So when I'm gone, living bill-free in the sky, know your mama's still lurking out ya. That's why we never say goodbye. It's always later or peace, maybe even hasta mañana. Remember, always spread love and light, always be yourself, no matter what you do, because if you don't, who gonna? That's the end of that one. Write stuff, and so when I started performing to get in free so I have more money for drinks and food, they started calling me Margot Snippet Moon. So here's a little piece I wrote called Insecurity. Insecurity doesn't have to creep when you've given it a key. It just welcomes itself. Sometimes you get lucky and it knocks. The facade of security is what keeps us from changing the locks. And that's that one, a little snippet. And this is another little snippet I wrote that kind of prefaces a poem I wrote about kind of my experience with colorism as a light-skinned woman with my dating pool kind of limited to self-hating brown-skinned men. This one's called The Experiment, the snippet. You're a hypochondriac feigning symptoms of love, with me as a placebo and self-indulgence the experimental drug. And that's that one.
All right.
And this is the kind of longer version of that, I guess you could say. See, our people, a lot of brown-skinned men have a fetish for light-skinned cuties, and they're more apt to being dismissive of the brown-skinned 4C beauties. And I had to interrupt. I had to kind of edit my stuff because I didn't realize that there were going to be kids present, and my mouth is extremely vulgar. I'm working on it, not really, but I did for the show. So I'll say that one over. See, our people, a lot of brown-skinned men have a fetish for light-skinned cuties, and they're more apt to being dismissive of the brown-skinned 4C beauties. I find that straight trash, considering they're usually conceived in the womb of a brown-skinned woman. The straight disrespect to neglect the beauty in brown skin and its varying shades. How we still retro back to slave days. How we equate light skin with something more delicate, something more manageable, as if real love for these superficial types can even be tangible. Especially those with the mentality, mixed girls ain't quite white, but they ain't quite black. Forget the formalities. That's the bull spit. Y'all tell yourself to stray away from the self-hate, obvious in the women you date, or bone, or waste of time of rather. Colorism's still real and y'all stay serving it on platters for consumption to the masses. When you gonna break these chains? Free yourself from massa. Mind who masterminded a lot of the disconnect within what was once beautiful variety, rich in culture and intellect. Because it's annoying to realize you've been minimized to a fetish. Between white women wanting mixed churn because ain't mixed kids so cute the way their curls unfurl? Or black women opting to switch sides because they feel like life just feels better with a white guy. Black men and their Beckys, Ashleys, Heathers, and Leannes for sake of just saying they can. Now don't get me wrong, I didn't come here to trash interracial relationships, but here's a quick script I wrote for that jungle fever bull spit. Love is love is love, nothing's wrong with that. But stop denying beautiful spirits because of what their physical vessel attracts. Preference this, preference that. That joint is super whack. Because when you roll up on me in my inbox, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I don't tolerate that. Because there's nothing more attractive than a brown-skinned man that loves brown-skinned women because he loves the way brown skin glistens with melanin. Yet maybe the exception of my light-skinned complexion because when it boils down, it's all about the deep connection, beyond the physical. is simply more mental, simply more spiritual. Thank you. And this is the one that really got me in for free to all the poetry events. This one's called The Babe, the Beauty, and the Beast. It kind of goes along to that tune of Erykah Badu's Friends, Fans, and Artists Must Meet, but I'm a little kind of off on her right now. Only thing I can say about that is I'm a sexual abuse survivor and I'm sensitive about that ish. Alright. The Babe, the Beauty, the Beast. Which one are you? Which one are me? The Babe. Ignoring text after text of subpar conversation prefixed with dry haze or how are you, and occasionally the simple WID insert emoji, which seems to relay a level of mediocrity and ability to sustain an exchange of thoughts. Consistently anyways, but you know what they say, I just want to be your friend. Come on, get out of here. For pretend, obviously, because if it was for real, it would be quite easy to see I'm well aware of where the evidence of this centered on self-motif is hardly discarded in text. Selfishness masked as mendacious selflessness, the ignorance, the babe, the beauty, the beast. Which one are you? Which one are me? The beauty. Girl next door, classic cutie. Undermined time after time for her subtle nature, settling for the flesh, dressed in pure excellence. You know, beautiful skin, lips, shoulder shrug to show content or complacency rather, with the fact that knowing names doesn't matter, or even simple dislikes in spite of often physical affection. But that's the beauty of keeping it superficial. It's not really a soulful connection, just a collision of two vessels. The beauty, the beast. Which one are you? Which one are me? The beast. Not wasting time to show you I'm yours. See, you being mine isn't any concern of mine because, well, when you know your worth, you don't wait to be told you're worthy. You go for what's yours without mercy. And I'm not saying this as if you don't have a choice, but you know a go-getter gonna go get it. And you somebody I'm trying to get it with. Because see, I'm not just trying to grow, I'm trying to flourish. Nor am I trying to be tame. Just let me be the beast that sees the beauty in you, babe. Thank you. I'm just somebody that writes inside of a book and gets up on a stage and kind of recites that stuff. My craft is actually massage therapy. So I'm a licensed massage therapist that specializes in neuromuscular deep tissue type work. I got you on the Swedish relaxation if that is something that you need. So if you have questions about booking sessions with me, you're more than welcome to reach out. And thank you for coming tonight. I am the Del Rio Queen Giovanni Gigi Ma'ad Ogeechee, 17 generations, Geechee, Muskogee, Choctaw, Yamasee, Wassamo, Cherokee, Blackfoot Seminole, Weepy, Geechee. 10 generations ago, 45 tribes. 45 tribes. Comprised, compromised, confounded, compounded, and compressed their cultures together. And the outcome was the best. The Gullah! We be Gullah Geechee. Who we be? Gullah Geechee. Gullah Geechee. They say we ain't know to speak. We gotta tweak the word for they to understand me. Cause we Geechee. Gullah Geechee. Family, united through bloodline, culture,
strengths, tortures, situations, determinations. Who we be? Gullah Geechee. Listen and understand. We come from a warrior clan. Warriors is who we be, because we Gullah Geechee. Let me tell you something. Open your eyes for you to see. It was the Gullah Geechee that fought in the American Revolutionary. We went back to our homeland, removed the British, and created Liberia and Sierra Leone. That's who we be, Gullah Geechee. So remember, go find your ancestral peeps. Don't let them fool we. Our ancestors come from 2 continents, Akibuland and Tato Island. Know who we be. Don't let them tell you anything other than you are Gullah Geechee, indigenous to this homeland. Your strength drives your people and lets you know who we be. I can't hear you. Who we be?
Gullah Geechee.
We contain all the information from our ancestral peeps. We retain the information all from our melanin peeps. Now I'm gonna tell you something about the Gullah Geechee. They say emancipation sets you free. Really? We've been fighting Andrew Jackson for 300 years. It was the Gullah Geechee military strategies that set you free. Don't let them fool you when the history teach. One thing I want to let you know, I can talk about emancipation, I can talk about enslavement, rape, or invasion. But that's not what I come to preach. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Can I get an atun?
Atun.
Can I get an aten?
Aten.
Ray. Who we be?
Gullah Geechee.
That's what I come to teach. Self-awareness is what I preach. I want you to know who you be, so your head can stand up high and your back can be straight and you can know your mind, because we are Gullah Geechee. We run all the way from Florida to North Carolina, so remember your peeps. Salt water, fresh water, don't matter to me. We still eating the grits and the rice, collard greens. When they tell you about them watermelons and them chicken, stand up and say, true indeed. Because if it wasn't for me, then there wouldn't be no culinary. Preach. If it wasn't for we, the melanated people would still be in physical siege. Because it was the Gullah Geechee who fought and waged wars against the enemies. Now I told you, we created Sierra Leone and Liberia just for you to see how powerful the Gullah Geechee be. So when they ask you who you be, you say we be Gullah Geechee, because that's who we be. 1500 was the first time we see. In the 1500s, it was the first time we see. Think about it. It was the 1500s, it was the first time we see them ships that came across the sea. Who we be? Gullah Geechee. You stand high and proud of who you be. Don't let them fool you, because I Gullah Geechee. I just step off the boat, don't you see? Because I look like my people's Gullah Geechee. I'm going to leave you with this one. Oh, I'm not done. I'm not done. But that sounded like it went in there, right? All right. No. I said, I'm going to leave you with this one. Because this one is part of the fun. When they tell you who you come from, you ain't come from no one. You gave birth to all of them. Because we be Gullah Geechee. Remember your tongue. Remember your tongue. Remember where you're from. Bumai kaya, kanga de te. Ina de tongue, ira de from. Take back when you take them. Freedom do. For truth, learn your tongue. Peace. Oh, let me make my announcement. I gotta do that right now. I'm like, So, I don't have any books either, but I am an oral historian, and I like to come into classrooms and teach the children the truth, history. So if any educators are out there and they would like for anyone to come in, it doesn't even matter what subject. I tie all the Gullah Geechee history into any subject, whether it's math, science, history, it can be culinary, it doesn't even matter. I come to bring awareness to the children and to the people to tell the truth. And I also have my own touring company, so if you want to take a nice, authentic Gullah history tour, please see me, Queen Gigi.
Thank you, Miss Gigi. We're going to keep the show moving right along. Y'all, please give it up for Miss Georgia Nubia.
Coming, keep it coming.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
So, my real name is Naisha Henry, actually, but I go by Georgia Nubia, so that's a pretty cool thing to go by now. I am from Macon, Georgia, and it is so dope to be here, like, oh my God. So, I got 3 pieces, and oh yeah, I am Georgia Nubia of SC Poets. We are South Carolina people of very excellent talents, and yes, so, this first piece is entitled, I Can Be. I can be the dream Martin Luther King had, or the nightmare. I can be running around screaming, forget everything because I'm black and my life ain't fair. Or, I could be the next young black entrepreneur selling my dream at the local art fair or the Black Expo. I can be the voice of Huey P. I can be the vision of Brother Malcolm. I can be the son of the slave or the first to earn a PhD, paving the way for many after me. thank you, Mr. Edward Boucher. Or, I can be blind in the state of emergency of the people like me, the young, black, and the free. I can be in the background like Joanne Robinson and still make a change. Or I can be on the 5 o'clock news bringing my black legacy shame. And since I mentioned legacy, let me tell y'all about some of my black history from Macon. Not in the making, but from Macon. Have you heard of Wanda Jackson or Brenda Clyde? They're walking legends, so why are we hiding it? They should have keys to the city because they set the standard and they still look like me. You checking for a hero? They made it from the slums and became more than hoop stars from the ghetto. There's no excuse not to make it. They're the Harriets of Macon. I see the tracks, I'll take it. Wanda test score sat her down, but it didn't lower her shine. Neither did she drop her crown. And see, Brenda could have had a baby, but that was already done. So she decided to beat the best and claim the award no other woman had won. She's the first female fire chief to Macon.com. They made a decision to use their talents to give them a vision bigger than Macon. And now they are Black history from Macon. Another Voices of the Ghetto, 2 of my heroes, because they let me know I have a voice, I have a choice, and that's coming from where I'm from. You know what else I can do? I can earn a pilot's license now because Bessie Coleman did it first. And I can play and figure out new math solutions and scientific methods because Big Ben laid it out for me. And I'm not talking about the man of the money, but the black man of science. You know, the real one to keep that light bulb on at night so I can see. I can be, according to your faith, I can be anything. I can be the next Les Brown or Eric Thomas. I can be your Ella Baker, mentoring you to make you the next Rosa Parks. Because it's time that we have sit-ins instead of riots. Stop neglecting the knowledge and apply it. Be silent in our approach, but be screaming loud with hope. I can be Phyllis Wheatley writing, a Nat Turner fighting. Either way, I am somebody. I can be Gordon Park shooting, or the world greatest like Ali. Or I can simply be me. Because unlike them, I really am free. I'm only a slave to the things I choose to be. But keep in mind they traded shackles for J's and their $40 cotton tea. But anyway, I can be screaming power to the people. I can scream Black Lives Matter. But until I look in the mirror and create harmony among Negroes for generations eternally, until I change, don't none of it matter. This one is Black artistry. From the way that we walk to the way that we talk, from the way that we dress and gain underdog success, there's an art to being Black and it's something we're proud to express. It's Black artistry. It's you and me. It's Black expression. It's what the world don't want us to see. It is Black artistry. We're what some may call the shiz naive. And going Black in the past, because of them I can be me. Because of them I'm free to be a part of this Black artistry legacy. Because you see Gordon left me with a stupid trigger finger and a sharp eye, leaving a photography legacy for generations even after me. And then he took some words, some pronouns, adjectives, and verbs, and he doubled the art in his heart. And that's how he made his mark. And now, I'm making my mark. Just like Augusta Savage did when she sculpted the heart. I'm just sculpting artwork better known as poetry. And it's not just for me. It's the Black artistry I'm trying to tell y'all. It's for you and me. Because our ancestors created this savagery for us to supersede this thing called the legacy. Our ancestors created this savagery for us to supersede this thing called the legacy. And this Black expression, if you didn't know it, because color is life. And Alma Thomas taught us that when she decided to teach the kids and keep painting and rearranging the history of Blacks. And to take it back again, I'm talking way back, to when Sojourner asked, ain't I a woman? Didn't she paint the perfect picture? For here I am, the birth of her words. For I am a proud Black woman, pure walking Black artistry.
Right.
So, I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna get some water because I'm nervous. And some may say I have impossible dreams, and some may say I'm just too damn cocky. but I'm not. Because this road less traveled has been rocky. And in my lowest moments where I can't seem to follow my creeds, all I hear is Rocky. And he's talking to me. So I began to push back and fight like Creed. But see, this time, I'm fighting for myself. I'm fighting for my dreams. I'm fighting for a legacy. Because when I jumped and my stomach dropped, I looked up realizing that now I can't stop. And as I'm reaching for my parachutes, I'm reaching and I'm pulling. I'm pulling and I'm reaching. And a bunch of words started falling out. So I asked myself, what am I supposed to do with these? One said faith, one said believe, and there were two floating that said trust me. So I took faith and I stood on it. And I took belief and I held it over my head. And I looked at the two still floating. Trust me. And I did that. And my belief turned into parachutes. And my faith turned into a magic carpet, carrying me places far beyond my dreams. It's like this fall became a first-class journey, and I just won't stop believing because I'm trying to hold on to that feeling. So when I safely landed here in Charleston, you know, the Emerald City, the city of dreams, my parachute of faith and my carpet of belief outlined the way destined just for me. And I started to work my gifts, and they started to work for me. And I started to live, not just in my home. I started to live in my gifts, and I knew then, no matter what, I knew I would win. Because I'm Georgia, and this is my heart. Accept me as I am, because you can't tear me apart. And some may say that I have impossible dreams. And some may say that I'm just too damn cocky. But I'm not. However, this dream is something that I can't stop. Because Zion is watching me, and Jakayla is mocking me. Because on the low, I do it for the children to see. More than a weed-smoking auntie. I need them to see me living, dreaming, and being the best of every part of me. I need them to know that their dreams are the way to go. And when their vision gets cloudy, it's just a smoke screen to distract your dream. But keep pushing for the things that make you feel right within. Because going against yourself is a major sin. But you gotta look inside yourself, and all the answers will be there. And you gotta believe in yourself, so you won't need to believe from anyone else. And I promise you, when you jump, it'll be the best life ever. Peace.
All right, y'all, please give Miss Georgia another round of applause. All right, y'all, we're going to take an intermission after this last performer. This will be the end of our first half. It'll be like maybe 15 minutes. So you can kind of go out and speak with the vendors if you want to purchase anything. We were supposed to have a food vendor, but they canceled at the last minute. So my apologies. I'm thirsty just like everybody else and kind of hungry as well. So I apologize for that. But y'all, please, please give a big round of applause and give a warm welcome to Miss Courtney, the poet.
Keep it going, keep it going. Come on, y'all, keep it going, keep it going. Keep
I
it
actually
going.
didn't want y'all to clap the whole way. I actually didn't. Sister, you've been on my mind, oh, sister, we're two of a kind, oh, sister, I'm keeping my eyes on you. I bet you think I don't know nothing but singing the blues, but oh, sister, have I got news for you? I'm something. I hope you know that you're something too. She comes in shades of sweet honey caramel, cocoa brown, licorice black skin tones. From size 17 to plus size, but I like to call her big bone. Sister girl gotta go home. From the early morning to the crack of dawn, you trying to figure out who she be. Well, she be me, and I be her. Cause we all be sisters. Of the same mister, our dad named Adam, mama named Eve. She used to keep her baby girl separated in the planet. Then we went from fried, dyed, legs to the side, now you can't keep me out our bacon weed. But Negro, please. If you think any 27 piece can amount to the many times she's had to piece back together her family from financial loss, incarceration, and infidelity, she will struggle as if it is diamonds and pearls. Yeah. She is the only one who can make pork and beans rice taste like a 5-star meal. Yeah. You better keep her door closed because you left it on the flies and you about to make her we be sisters of the same mister. Our daddy named Adam, mama named Eve. Peace, y'all. I am Coordinator Poet. How y'all doing tonight? My name is Coordinator Poet. I am from Arwindale, South Carolina, but you know, I live in the city. Radio personality, author, philanthropist, motivational speaker, but tonight I would rather be no place than to touch the stage with so many beautiful women of poetry. And all of you who came out here to see it tonight. So I'm gonna grace y'all with a couple of them. I am that poet who tends to get real loose, and because there are children here, I've been beating my brain up about how I can entertain somewhat and still keep the artistry in me true, right? That's a hard thing for those who really know me. So I'm gonna get into this piece right here. This is for my brothers. And I'm gonna try and keep it, y'all. Please just pray for me while I'm up here. I really tend to say whatever I wanna say, however I feel like saying it. So y'all just pray for me. After 10 years, 2 months, and 3 days, Junebug comes home today. And he is greeted with backyard cookouts, games of spades, dominoes, giving to me now faces from the around the way hoes. See, they are all curious. If that straight out of the penitentiary first late is as good as they say it is, but he's furious. Because this first time to the penitentiary has left him stuck. Oh, don't believe the hype that he just paid his debt to society. It was merely a down payment. No matter who you want to blame, it is the way of the world we live in. When you do the time, you do the crime. But you better read in between them lines. No, you just better read. And it shouldn't take you 10 years, 2 months, and 3 days of confinement to do so. My mother used to make me read books. Mostly of my African-American history, so I wouldn't be bamboozled by his story. But either way, I read of the power, struggle, and creativity in my people's bravery. How in the pitch black of dawn, we followed a star. No map, no compass, we followed a star. We used to be stars. Now we hate to see each other shine. We like to throw shade at each other's accolades. We'd rather pull the pins from grenades because we all feel like we are the bomb. That is until some stuff blow up and we tend to blow things up. Call us suicide bombers. 9/11 ain't got nothing on us. Twin Towers crumbled just like Junebug's future did. So for his sake, don't celebrate his bid or his homecoming because he came home a lot different than when he left. Found out indeed most of our best secrets were kept in a book. That's why Master never wanted past Junebugs to learn how to read and write. Because presently, our Junebugs are being told, let me read you your rights. And prayerfully, the future Junebugs can read the writing on the wall. This poem is your calling card, your ET phone home, you gotta wake up and smell the coffee before the street light comes on. Because no matter if you are right or wrong, you got a Junebug type of skin tone. Your bag of Skittles have already been assumed to be atoned. Never walk these streets alone, but not in groups of 4 or more, because they will consider you a gang. Never whistle at white women, and if you dream, you better dream big. Understand that there's power in knowledge, and knowledge is free. But first, Junebug, you got to read. Know your history before slavery. Can't see the irony that nigga Junebugs were sold for the highest bids on auction blocks, and now my nigga Junebug is being sentenced the highest bids to these sale blocks, and it's all for profit. So it ain't cliche that Junebug comes home and he just happens to be a prophet. He had 10 years, 2 months, and 3 days of confinement to see things clearer. Now when it's time for him to pick up pen and pad and write down all of his errors for future Junebugs, just hopefully it won't take them 10 years, 2 months, and 3 days of confinement to finally decide to pick up that book and read it. That's that poem, y'all. I know I talk fast sometimes. I be getting excited or whatever. You know, writing is just one of those things for poets. Whenever you start flowing, you start going, and you just, you want to spit it out. So I'm not going to keep y'all long. I know y'all sat through a lot of poems. I'm going to kill this one last poem and get up out of y'all way. I just thank y'all so much for being so attentive while you all have been here. Everybody has touched the stage and done such an amazing job. And you got more poets to go through, so I ain't going to take y'all long. This is for my little sisters. I see some baby girls in the building. This is for all of my women, actually. Poetry, the reason why it's hard for me to get up here and do things like this uncensored is because poetry is that one time where you get to be vulnerable with yourself and keep it 100 with yourself, right? This poem took me forever to write because this is one of my realest poems, me staring back at myself, and I hated it. Literally took me about 5 years to finish this poem. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this, thank y'all so much for your time and attention. Y'all, for those of you who know, I'm crazy. At some I was deemed prestigious because my legs were thicker than most. My D cups then stood at attention, and my pearl, well, it was just that. Rare, special, unique, and not developed fully. But all he could see was an opportunity to add a name to the list while taking my virginity, causing mental damage, leaving tissue scarred, while in my normal routine, I was being barred from talking to the boys in my grade. See, their mamas, they thought I was just a little too fast. I had a different stride in my walk, a different tone in my talk, and that was an adjustment made by me. After 3 grades prior, trying to show Demetrius that there could be a we, but taking the big girl to the 8th grade social wasn't cool. And even if he thought I was cute, he wouldn't be the butt of everyone's jokes in school, so I used my tools to get attention elsewhere, trying to help soothe the pain, not knowing that my pearl would never regain its original value, but I, like most first-timers, said forget it, and allow him to dig deeper than my vaginal wound, letting him mainstream me, dropping his kids off of me, not thinking that I could have a baby, but that overly developed 13-year-old you used to see got her period when she was 8. 2nd grade wasn't so great. I was taking steps into womanhood without even taking steps. Never being told the grief that my monthly friend could bring to protect my innocence. Him not knowing that when he tore my walls, it wouldn't have been the first time I bled and I dread. The first time he invited me over and there were red stains in my pants. His only perverted response was, baby, grab a towel, it's about to get messy. Not giving a fuck about our potential statutory pregnancy, because he knew it would be easy to get me to abort a baby, because I killed for his touch. I robbed steel if that wasn't enough. I tore up happy homes. Had his wife and my parents thinking they were doing something wrong. He had me hooked. Like quick, I cooked up different stories to make myself feel like he needed me. He made me feel pretty. And at 13, that is all a little girl really wants to feel. So you couldn't tell me he wasn't going to leave her for me. Until I turned 17, and he left for a girl 4 years younger than me. My Prince Charming turned pedophile. My fairy tale turned nightmare. No pixie dust could fix this. I try to use my pearl to fix this make love is to blasphemy analogy. Wondering why years later, the wrong set of lips now speak for me, introducing me as that insecure little girl who gave away her pearl way too soon. You know, the one they had nicknamed Fast Ass for middle school. The one who used all of her tools, and now at 35, I watch my voluptuous niece with my tool, cocked, aimed and ready for the fool who tries to convince her that her beauty lies in between her thighs. That not only her body will try to break the life out of her mind, and I will be there because history won't repeat itself this time. I tell her every day she is beautiful. So whenever he says it, her only response will be, tell me something that I don't know. Peace, y'all. I am Courtney.
Thank you, Courtney. Y'all please give her another round of applause. And please keep it going for all the poets that we've seen so far. Thank you guys, thank you, like she said, for being so attentive and being patient. We appreciate you. It's never an easy job to get in front of an audience and to bare our souls. Because like she said, poetry is always private, personal. So to share it is definitely a challenge. It's definitely us inviting you into our minds, our hearts, and our spirits. So we're going to take a quick intermission, about 15 minutes, and we'll be back. Go ahead and kind of mingle. I would say get food, but we ain't got none. So just check out the vendors, buy something, learn something. 15 minutes, we'll be back. Thank you.
Hi. I'm going to start off reciting a poem. It's named Dead Rose. You were so sweet and kind. You was the only thing on my mind. You would lose petals, but you would never leave my side. You are beautiful on the in and outside. I watered you and gave you sunshine. I did all these things so you would stay alive. The other roses saw you happy and doing better on my side. They got into your head and they filled it up with lies. You pushed me away and yet I still cry because they didn't water you or give you sunshine. Oh, my only friend, you just died. So I'm going to read a couple of poems out of my book. So here we go. This one I'm going to read is called Family, because I love my family so much. Family my everything. Family is the people who help me find myself. Family looks like people who comfort me. Family smells like fresh Sunday dinner. Family feels like love, trust, and care. Family tastes like my favorite candy. Family sounds like crazy but calm people. Family is my heart. Family never gives up on me. Family named me Stardasia because they believe I am a star. Family looks out. Family pushes me forward. Family calms me. Family prays for me. Family takes care of me. Family will always be there for me. Family believes and wants the best for me. Family loves my poems and family loves me. So I'm going to read a poem. It's called Dark Cloud versus Sunshine. I am the dark cloud who makes you shut down. I make you cry. I make you feel down. I laugh at your reactions, and when you're sad and no one is around. No one cares about you, star. I smile every time I see you frown. I love that your heart is broken in two. Your friends are afraid of me. They won't help you. I am too strong. You will never smile. You will be lonely and left out. You will never see a rainbow or my enemy, the sunshine. Whoa, what's happening to me? I'm moving away. Something is making me blind. I am the sunshine. Who cares about you? Who makes your day brighter? Who makes you shine? You are not alone. You will rise up and get out of that dark corner. I am here to help you feel a lot better. You are something, star. You are stronger than ever. You are a star. You twinkle brighter and better. When a dark cloud comes around, you show him you're not scared. Once you smile on his face, things will become clear. You are something, star. You are brave. I am the sunshine who brings you better days. Patience. They say patience is a virtue. I feel like I have none left. There's so much going on. I feel so overwhelmed. The stress has drained the patience. Then it will come back. I am under attack. Please stay here, patience, especially when I need you the most. While you're gone, things go bad. There is no hope. Patience, please stay and never leave again. I need you here while I wait for the pain to dream. Stardasia. Your heart is too good. You are mature. You are way too caring. You are the fixer. You love to smile and be glad. You know it's something wrong when you are mad. You are heartbroken. You feel overwhelmed. You try to smile even on your bad days. You know you don't deserve to have the feeling you have. You write in the dark. You think about your past. You pray. You cry. You also shut down. You remember when things are bad. You put on your mask and you smile. And the last poem I'm going to read is actually about my little cousin. Her name is Daviana Hamilton, and I also dedicated my book to her. We had a lot of memories, and it's kind of emotional to talk about it because we were very close, and she used to always help me clean my room, and I really need her to help me. But this is called Daviana. When I lost you, I kind of lost myself. We were so close, you weren't like everybody else. You were so unique and always wanted to laugh. You was only a baby, we was all we had. When you left this world, I couldn't understand. I did not know how to live without you. You were like my right hand. You always wanted to help, just to lend an extra hand. You were so joyful and always lovable. That's why I'll never understand why you left my side, my little cousin, my right hand. Don't have any books right now, but you can purchase it off of Amazon. You can just look up my name or the title. Thank you. And book 2 is on the way. And shout out to Miss Christine because she helped me the whole week.
Yes, she did.
Give it up to
I wasn't up here when she came out, but I wanted to let you guys know just a little bit about her. First of all, we spelled her name wrong on the program. It's actually Jayla Sanders, and she is a junior at the School of the Arts. So we want to thank you for coming out and sharing your talent with us. You were awesome. Thank you.
All right. Okay, Terry, where are you at, dear? Terry.
I would like to thank Miss Queen for inviting me. I've only done this will be my second time. I am a therapist in Charleston. I see children, families, and couples. I tried to pick some poems that were age appropriate for the youth, which I'm glad to see you all out here today. The first poem is called Legacy. This one originated kind of after seeing the news with children and our own being arrested at night, and just a lot of things that it's kind of sad to see on the news, and just want to tell the youth and the young population that we do have a legacy, and our ancestors do want us to carry that legacy. I think we kind of forget about our legacy. So I would like to read, it's called Legacy. Children of the world, honor your ancestors who prayed for freedom trains amidst cacophonous wails and homesick cries. Children of the world, honor your ancestors whose hopeful eyes passed the time with spirituals, indigenous chants, grandma's tales, and soothing lullabies. Children of the world, honor your ancestors by carrying that legendary torch. Children of the world, honor your ancestors whose gaze was never far from the symbolic and prophetic Star of the North. Children of the world, honor your ancestors who were deemed unworthy, inferior, and the enemy because of ethnicity, hypocrisy, and opportunity. Children of the world, honor your ancestors who were starved, brutally punished, and massacred if attempted to revolt, disobey, escape, or read. Children of the world, honor your ancestors whose life was marginalized on reservations, in concentration camps, and during degrading bidding wars. Children of the world, honor your ancestors who, despite their trials, who, despite their indentured existence, who, despite their toils, knew a day would come where they would walk and talk with the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Humble, wise, respectful child, honor your ancestors who endured it all for you to live out your dream. The second one is called I Am. And again, you know, I see a lot of people who identify with different things you see on the news or role models, but I feel we should have our own identity and let the world know who we are and what we're not. I am. I am not you, I am me. I am no longer blind. Instead, I walk in epiphanies. I am not the reason for your insanity. I am your reality. I am not your fate. Instead, I'm your destiny. I am not the ash after volcanic eruptions. Instead, I walk renewed. I am me. I am not you. I am not your past. I am your present. I am not a danger. Instead, I'm heaven sent. I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. I'm not damaged or broken. Instead, I walk in purpose, love, and faith. I am not your rescuer or enabler. Instead, I'm your impetus and weight. I'm not invisible. Instead, I'm a luminous star. I'm not the remnants after a storm. Instead, I'm a blessing from above. I'm not a burden, a mistake, or your pain. Instead, I'm a precious gift like quenching jasmine rain. I'm not a slave, I am free. I am not you, I am me. The last one is called Remember. This one is dedicated to the Emmanuel 9, their families, and the survivors of the 6/17/2015 senseless tragedy. I knew several of the individuals who were murdered very well, so this one was very close to me. Remember their voice, remember their eyes, remember their tender heart, remember their unforgettable smile. Remember how they selflessly shared. Remember how they unconditionally cared. Remember how they walked in purpose. Remember how they walked in faith. Remember how they walked in love. Remember how they walked with grace. Remember how they inspired. Remember how they never complained and never seemed to tire. No longer languish in grief and pain, but instead honor them until your last breath. No longer languish in grief and pain, but instead honor them with each trusting step. Never ever forget their eyes.
Right, Terry.
I have a love book at a booth out there called Walking in Love. And these poems that I read was actually from my first collection coming out in 2 months. So again, thank you.
That was wonderful, Terry. Okay. Is everybody still having a good time? Make some noise, make some noise. All right, coming to the stage, Cole, where are you? Cole? All right, come on. Make some noise for Cole, y'all, come on. That's right, my friend in the back. You keep it going, baby girl. I got somebody help me out. Keep it going, keep it going.
I just need to know how many people.
Hey y'all. I'm kind of short, so I gotta break this down.
You ain't playing? Alright, that's too many. No, I'm just playing. Thank you. We best friends.
Yes. Okay. Bear with me, this is my second time being on stage. Alright. You got that. So, the first poem that I'm doing is for someone special. All right. Sweet, pure, the type of love you give, with pleasure designed for the heart and love for the soul. Tied together, our souls remain tied together for the better. We compile a wild, mild state of mind founded of stature and grace. Your body is a hotline for all who seek the safest place, my heart, mind, body, and soul are set on you. This soul is set to sail the greatest voyage led by your solace without feud with you. My spirit connects with your soul, gathering the sweetest solitude. To your eyes I surrender, giving you my life I commit. Risk it all for you, my love, wouldn't think twice of it, I love it. How legit our friendship is. There's no price to pay when it comes to me and you when it comes to this. See, here is where I want to be.
All right.
Purposely.
Go ahead.
I desire to reap the fruits of your labor and suck the juice for free. You know me, a dome of great surprises and passageways of great mystery. Our history only shows progress for future relevance. Indeed, a friendship that will sweetly breed. Freed, you clear my mind from harmful seeds. It will be a me and you forever, forever. Whether here or never there. For us, a play on love never rendered any fear. Only love and greatness abides, leaving tranquil increments and sanctified sanctions to provide a wide range of change that would oblige with the demands of you and me. All this to say, I'm simply in love with you.
All right.
And only dream of what could be. So, the second one that I have is inspired by the women in my family. My mother, Jeanette, Norma Jean, Betsy, Lucy G, Annie Mae, my precious granny, my Aunt Mary, and especially my little cousins, Deandrea, Iris, Jeray, Shamira. They're all mothers and they inspire me. It's like a reflection. When you look at them, you see yourself, you see what you want to be, what kind of mother that I would want to be. But they look at the beauty in themselves and I just get inspired. So, you are a poem, the sweetest expression of words undivided and ignited. In my mind is where this thought replays, a song that only in my mind plays upon replays of the way you dance. Captured in time, your eyes play a tune, the most beautiful sound of a forbidden melody. Amazing phrase, how sweet the sound. I was blind, but you led me to see. Mesmerizing thoughts of you and potent memories and imaginings of mornings lit by the fire in your eyes. Me being the calm and you being the storm, to just touch you, to just dwell on being adorned. Your touch leads to light, to grace, and the light that you give leads to day and the darkness in you. A fire, supplied by dark intent and art pieces made to dance. I marvel at your poem. I marvel at your poem. I'm in disbelief of such an amazing creation. Words formed to fit a song sang by poetry and art, a curse that could move a soul and eyes that could pierce the heart. You are so beautiful. Your poetry, the song you sang, Black strength at its finest. You are a poem. My peace of mind is water. When I think of water, this is what I think about. It's called Notion of a Free. Oh joy, I feel a free that deserves me, a light grace, a happy place. Oh see, I am free, there is a calm within me, a sea that I do not always see. The waves turn and tumble, yet I remain humble and I take need. Just is this serenity that places me out of fear. Calm is the notion that I use to remain there. Sweet is this. It's the words I use, tranquil like a baby's giggle, relieved to the tune of you understanding my happy blues. The sea sways my soul. The gentle mess of the water creates a high, a sober vibe that my inner flies by. I am at peace, and peace is within me. Give me the water, rain, and wind in the trees, and my happy will be. Let me remain so that I can spread the same free that you have spread upon me.
Right code. You did that, baby girl. Good evening, y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? Y'all kind of quiet. You're kind of quiet tonight. I'm kind of loud, so I'm probably going to step back away from the mic as I perform my favorite piece. I like you guys so much, I'm going to share with you my favorite piece. And it's called The Power of Words. So it's my favorite piece because it is so powerful. And it's my favorite piece because I've learned the hard way that every word that I speak has the possibility to, not has the possibility, every word that I speak is received by the Creator. Whether good, whether bad, whether ugly, whether sad, whether uplifting. And everywhere that I go, I speak life and I leave love. I've tried the opposite. It's not good. John 1:1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Proverbs 18:21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Do you have any idea the power that lies between your lips? Red lips or gloss to make your face look pretty just a little bit. But the tool that lies within is deadly as sin. You see, we have to change the words that we speak. You see, you've been speaking death upon your sister's soul. That gossip about Shirley Sue or what she chooses to do or what you heard she does is sent out to the Creator. And every time she tries to quit, your words lash her back, hit her hard, and she's gone again. When I was a young girl, Auntie said I'd never be more than my mama. Well, I never knew my mama, but I'd known that she left me when I was 2. Auntie felt bad for the child who had been abused, so she took me in. But it was a burden for her. And every time I'd act up, Auntie would say, this child is a waste of time. She'll never be worth more than a dime. You see, this is what my auntie sent out to the Creator for me. You see, my auntie could have said, this motherless child will break chains. She'll grow strong and independent and increase the wealth amongst the land. But I grew up to be just like my mama. And by 15, I was strung out on drugs. The power of words. You see, auntie's words had no love. When I was a young woman, I always said I'd marry a rich man. I said it over and over again. Never said I'd marry an honest man or a God-fearing man or a loving man or a kind one, but a rich one. At 22, he was sent my way. Rich was the only attribute that this man possessed. I mean, he was a huge mess. And you see, his words hurt more than his fists. It was the words that created the fear that kept me unable to resist. The pleas not to leave. My brothers and sisters, you see, we got to stop using words in the malicious ways that we do. We got to stop tearing each other down and start building each other up, because words have power. My God, so much power. And on tonight, I'll end this spoken word piece in a prayer. Father God, forgive us all for every negative word that we've spoken, Lord. And take these words that I send out into the audience tonight and multiply them in all of our lives. Tonight, I speak love over here. In the middle here, I speak forgiveness. I speak hope. Over here, I speak mercy. Over here, I speak grace, because some things we do gonna take a little grace. All the way in the back, I speak more forgiveness. Even the people who hurt you the most, you gotta forgive them. It's not for them, it's for you. I speak love all over this room. I speak love and more love. See, that's my favorite piece, y'all, I promise. And I'm just gonna do one more, and I'm gonna go. Talking about love. A few years ago in Boston, I worked for the YWCA, and I had young women that I mentored to. And I felt really fond of this one young girl. I actually grew to love her because she was really, really, really special. I had 2 daughters of my own, and she would eat dinner with us. I would pick her up from foster home. She would spend the night. Well, I grew to love her. So the first time I told her I loved her was weird. And I meant it. I loved her. Just like my own, and I told her. And she started to tremble and cry. I realized on that night that I love you means different things to different people. So I wrote this poem for her. It's called I Love You. I had always wanted to write a love poem. Something to make someone smile, bring someone joy, enlighten the darkness, weather the storm. Always wanted to hear it. I love you. Somebody should say it. I love you. It needs to be heard. I needed to hear the words. But I had it. You've had it. We've all had it. All wrong. No one needs to be told. The words are irrelevant, have no sense of sensibility. The words won't feed you when you're hungry or weather any storm. I'm sorry, y'all. I had wanted to write a love poem, but love don't love nobody. It will break you down, make you weak when used in vain. Those 3 simple words can cause you so much pain. I remember the very first person to utter them. Baby girl, I touch you. I love you, but I touch you there. Don't tell anyone, your mama won't care. But it hurts when you touch me there. It burns my soul, it burns my spirit, it aches my soul. Daddy, if you love me, leave me alone. Let me sit and play with my dolls. Let me braid my hair. You see, it's love that made him touch me there. The second person to say he loved me she loved me was my mama. Blind are those to the facts of life when life is factual. For fact is, mama knew. She knew exactly what to do, so telling her wouldn't change a thing. My mama loved me so much she allowed her unfaithful husband to touch the child who she birthed life into. Was given the order from God to love and protect me. You see, even those who say they love the Lord will lie. God is love, but you can't find God in the words I love you means nothing. Pastor said, bring all your problems to the altar and leave them there. So I took all the love of my parents and I left them there. Pastor says he's an intercessor for the Lord and he loves me. You see, Pastor was the 3rd person to utter those 3 words. After Bible study on Tuesday night, he turned off the lights, asked me to stay. I grabbed the Bible tightly to my chest and professed, Lord, don't let Pastor show his love for me tonight. But he did. He was rough, tough, mean. Dropped me off that night with a Bible verse. Proverbs 18:21. Love prospers where fault is forgiven, but dwelling on it separates close friends. Pastor says I should not dwell on his love. Well, his love is dwelling on me. It seeps out of my pores. It makes me indifferent, makes me want to lash out at my God. They say I love you, though they hurt you. They say I love you, though they reject you. They say I love you, though they rape you. When used in vain, those 3 simple words can cause you so much pain. I'm so sorry, y'all. I had wanted to write a love poem. And I'm done. But I want to introduce to you guys Geneva's Truth. That's my very first book. It was published last June. It is an amazing read. You'll meet the young lady who I wrote that poem for. I think around the 4th chapter, you'll meet her and you'll get to read a little bit of her story. She's a thriving young woman, foreign exchange student in Europe right now, so I'm proud of her. But I want you guys to read the book. It is a story of love, loss, forgiveness, and truth. It's Geneva's Truth. I have copies and it's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Thank you guys, you were the best.
But this chocolate's about to drop. I laugh at my own jokes because I don't know when to stop. My name is Black Velvet. Silly, smooth, and sweet. I'm about to take y'all on a ride, so won't y'all come with me? I'm deeper, I'm smoother than you think, and just as sweet as I look. But don't let the sweet face fool you, because this is an epilogue to this book. The deeper I go, the more you sink. I'm about to saturate your minds with this blues I'm about to sing.
My name is Black Velvet, your vintage vixen queen. Come on down this path of poetry. I'm Black Velvet. In the community, I'm known as Nikki Brown. My mama named me Janiqua Shaikwan. I'm a scholar. I am a servant leader. I am a strong advocate for change in our communities. And Christine told me that now I'm a queen of poetry or whatever. But I'm really new to all of this. And I'm really honored to be here to share some of my poems with y'all. I can get a little deep, but I don't necessarily mean to. Well, I do. I lie. I do mean to get deep, and some of my poems aren't really intended to. Yeah, it just is what it is, y'all. So this first poem is titled "My Friend, My Girl, My Sister." It is kind of dedicated to all the strong Black women that I'm connected with, and I hope that all my fellow Black women in the audience have strong women who they can go to on a day-to-day, because we need a strong support system, just be Black women in the world, period. So again, this is titled "My Friend, My Girl, My Sister." My friend, my girl, my sister. Myself in 20 years, I see you, and it's kind of weird, actually. But we feed off each other. Our energies relate like Rellos and papers, but the grass is all the same. There's something erotic about that bond between Black women that screams, we are in this together. Our sharp criticisms and juicy intellect for custom clapbacks prove, yeah, okay. I'm gonna stop that.
It's okay, go ahead, you good.
Our sharp criticisms and juicy intellects for custom clapbacks, respecting each other's hustles, no judgment to our flaws. Midday conversations, followed by evening recaps, sharing our sad realities, comparing generations and our own generational trauma. Prioritizing our purpose, protecting our purses. We know why love is so important, but we work it. Learning in our life labs, exchanging wisdoms, blossoming together, shining together, but in our own spotlights. Unafraid. Unafraid. We peep silent cues and polite office conversations, followed by side eyes and true. My girl, my sister, my friend, my muse, my girl, my confidant, my sister. Peace. This poem, and I was debating on whether or not I was going to do it or not, but it's one of those poems that the first time I did it in a space, somebody told me not to ever do it again. And it's haunting. And so when I first wrote it, I really didn't have a title for it. I was playing around with it, but because it's so haunting,
I named it A Ghost Called Penelope. And I get that from a couple of years ago, the Me Too movement kind of took waves, but and a lot of white women started to talk about their sexual exploitations and how they were victims and survivors of all these different rapes. But I was thinking in the car coming up here, my family has generations of Me Too movements, and I know that a lot of black women experience generations of sexual trauma, and as a advocate for mental health and just being sound in who we are, I feel like we need to address this problem. Because too many women who've come up here before me has told us their stories of being molested, raped, sexually exploited. And so this poem, I'm stop talking now. This poem is called A Ghost Named Penelope. She watches her grandmother give birth to 2 of her father's children. Oh, the pain! She watches her mother sit in a waiting room, squeezing her hands so tight, going into premature labor, and the doctors don't believe that she's really in pain. She watches her mom leave to go to work, and her uncle come upstairs and do his work. A ghost named Penelope haunts our families. She listens to her daughter cry. Mama, I'm scared and I don't know what to do. I'm pregnant and you know the father. You know the truth. Guide me, Mama. Relieve me of this pain. Penelope's got a hold of me, and I don't have the strength to break through these chains. Penelope is the family ghost. She haunts each one of us, tells us to have a seat, and let life teach you the truth. And if your heart still beats when it's over, you'll see the strength in you. Sorry, y'all.
It's okay. Go ahead, baby girl. It's all right.
That was that piece. That's trust in me and all you do. Have the faith I have in you. Love will see us through if only you trust in me. I'm channeling all my fears and dissecting all my trauma. I cautiously give my heart to you because I'm expecting some karma. I'm trying to make my love enough, but will it ever be? I'm rocking steady with the wind, but you put your roots in me. Will my love be enough to stand the test of time? Will it be enough to lead me when I'm blind and keep me satisfied? Strong enough to hold on those hungry nights. Strong enough to walk away when it's not worth the fight or your life. And somebody needed to hear that. Be strong enough for the both of us so the blindfolds don't come off.
see the light in me in my darkest hours so the flame won't get lost. Trust in me and all you do. Have the faith I have in you. Love will see us through if only you trust in me. So my final poem for the night is one that I usually get a lot of weird looks after performing because I feel like this poem is for our black boys who don't see enough other black men being comfortable in their gayness. And so a lot of y'all don't know me. I don't have any kids, but I'm trying. So this poem is titled, I Want My Son to Be Gay. I want my son to be gay. Yeah, homosexual. I want my son to grow up in a time where he doesn't have to conform to the heteronormative social constructs that I, as a cisgender female, follow. I want my son to be able to say, Mommy, I want a Barbie for Christmas, and not be worried about getting his ass whooped by his daddy or his peers. I want my son to acknowledge that his sexuality has nothing to do with his competence, leadership, voice, or religion. And that the stigma isn't oppression, it's his social advantage. I want my son to feel comfortable in ballet and on the basketball court. Comfortable in the locker room, comfortable even if others are uncomforted by his gayness. I want my son to understand that homophobia is not his problem, but it's a reaction to the heterosexuals who lack complacency that lesbians, bisexuals, transgenders, queers, questionings, asexuals, and allies have in this conforming ass world. But I want my son to be gay. I want him to understand that God loves him, his parents love him, but regardless of anything else, he loves himself. So yeah, I want my son to be gay. Not no overly feminine, pink loving, chasing, HIV carrying, orgy seeking, gay stereotype. I want my son to be gay, yes, by his own standards. Not because I say so, but because he chooses to be. Not because it's trending, but because when he plans out his life and he sees his happy ending, he sees his white picket fence and two-door garage, his 2 kids, and his loving husband. That's his American dream. That's his self-evident truth. I want my son to be gay. Yes, happy.
Hello, y'all. I had a poem that she wanted me to do. I'm not going to do it because we ran over in time. But I just want to let all the mothers of young children know that molestation happens in families. Don't bat an eye to it. I myself was molested by my mother's husband, and she's still married to him today. So, and just recently, she pretty much disowned me because I still question her about it. And she said, don't think about her, she won't think about me, case closed. And yeah, and I wrote this piece, Motherless Child, probably about 7 months ago. Didn't know that I would be feeling those feelings today. So, here goes. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. At
times I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long way from home. A little girl's first best friend. She walks around the house trying to fill shoes too huge. I look up to you. Like a sinner on bended knees praying for forgiveness. Mama, why have you forsaken me? Why couldn't you hear my silent tears? Why couldn't you feel the hot breath against my neck as it got a hard on from my fears? Mama, where were you? Where were you when I told you that the hands that you held to say I do would touch me way more than he ever touched you? Mama, where were you? And I grew up yearning for you. I yearned for you like I yearned for him, and he yearned for blood. My blood, each strike crossed face like lightning. But he told me that he loved me. Words that I've never heard from you, so this somehow had to have been true. But with each I love you brought more pain than love any day. I hits hard like bass drums, but this is no dance. Love, elbow to face, my nose, it stands no chance in you. Mama, you said to take each hit like a champ. Because real men are hard to find. And he takes care of you and your children, so just shut up and be kind. And that's why sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home. Thank you. And this is my last piece. I always said that I never want to write a black poem, but I fell in love with Black Panther and Wakanda Forever, and so I wrote a black poem. Sometimes I feel like I'm about to lose it. I don't think this feeling is conducive to my life because my life is ruthless. These crackers out here thinking that we're stupid. Please don't do it, because it's been proven that y'all will whitewash the walls of these black built, dress us in rags when you remove us from our robes of silk, and they don't want us to remember that we are royal. I never speak of my royalty in the past tense. That's what they want us to do, and that's nonsense. We are beyond this. Like black pigs and afros, let's show our fists. We OD on vitamin D. The sunlight nourish our skin. Let them see that we do not need sunscreen. It's called melanin. We are our own protection. And like Allstate, we are in good hands. And I'm talking that black girl magic. That dark skin, full lip, thick thigh magic. That take me out of my cat suit and I still dominate the tennis court magic. You see, you can remove a superhero's cape, but you can't remove their powers. Like black holes, competitions are devoured. Planes colliding into buildings, we bring them down twin towers, and we radiate that energy to make any non-believer cower, and that's why they hate us. They want to be just like us, just a bunch of walking contradictions, because subconsciously they realize they are in competition. And that's why they try to call us incompetent, trying to blind our vision, but we see right through them with our third eye, bird eye vision, and these judges don't take nothing into consideration when handing down these sentences. How do we get rid of these niggas? We either going to kill them, or we're going to lock them up in prison. They're trying to put their mark on us, and that's vandalism, telling us something is wrong when they're doing the same damn thing. That's biased criticism, thinking you can approach me any and every kind of way without any repercussion. That's that Donald Trumpism. But what they don't understand is that we got that real life vibranium flowing through our system. You hit us once,
restore the kinetics for redistribution. You hit us again, we coming back with that Killmonger solution. You see, we higher than high, we're beyond being a star. So let's call and Kaepernick this shit and show them who you are. Thank you.
Because we're going to celebrate sisterhood, womanhood, and stand in solidarity of those who are here and those who are not. Y'all know I'm an activist, so I had to throw that in there. So that's how we're going to close the show out. So y'all please give it up for Miss Jane Flo.
All right, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? Thank y'all so much for hanging with us. I always appreciate the opportunity to get up here and do what I do, which I have not done in a while. I don't do it like I used to, but thanks to people like Christine, who doesn't ask, she just tells you. Don't let nobody come to open mic, just sit in the back, you know, clap and watch everybody else. She just puts your name on the paper and tell you anyway. So I'm not gonna keep y'all. I'm gonna do 2 pieces and I'm going to get on out of y'all's way. One of the pieces is not a new piece for me, but it will definitely be a new piece for y'all, for anybody that's never, heard me perform before. But, sadly in the, wake of that now infamous documentary that's been showing on TV, I think a lot of people, women who have been silent about, their own personal survival stories are now becoming a lot braver with speaking out about some of the things that they've been through. And this is a piece here that, when did I write this? I wrote this about 4 years ago now, roughly. And so this is my own survival story. And this piece is called I Thought You Were Dead. I didn't think you'd ever return. I'm not even sure why you're here. Bombarding my mind, clouding my thoughts, daring me to shed tears again, making me want to return to my 12-year-old self, beating myself down, knowing that I caused this to happen. You are so stupid. Why'd you even open the door, dummy? You shouldn't have let him hug you. Why did you let him hug you? Your dumb ass asked for this. You stole my voice. I couldn't tell my mother. I couldn't even tell my auntie, who was like a sister to me, somebody that I always tell everything to, because my grandmother had just died. And they were already sad. And you told me that if I told them, I'd just make them sadder. What I feel in my heart has a horrible habit of taking up residence on my face. So my mouth said fine when my mother asked me how I was. My face, however, said, why? Can you tell he was here? Do you smell his breath on me? because he kissed my neck. Do my shorts still show remnants of his greasy handprint? Because he squeezed my bottom. You said my grandmother was a wonderful, wonderful woman as you kissed my neck and squeezed my bottom. And at that moment, I hated my body. I hated my overdeveloped breasts. I hated my overdeveloped bottom. I hated this 21-year-old's body trying desperately to masquerade as a 12-year-old's. My body confused you, made you take unjust advantage of your friend of the family status. And when my mother told me years later that you had passed away, a shrug and a, oh yeah, was my only reply. You see, little did she know you died years ago, at least to me anyway. See, the day I opened the door for you, which is the same day you hugged me too hard, which is also the same day you hugged me too long, which is also the same day you kissed my neck and squeezed my bottom, all while telling me my grandmother was a wonderful, wonderful woman. I killed you and buried you and banished you straight to the depths of hell. You died 1,000 deaths over the years, yet, once again, here you are, alive and well. Well, no, Mr. So-and-so. You may have molested my innocence yesterday, but I will not allow you to continue to molest my spirit today. I didn't think you'd ever return. I'm not even sure why you're here. But the 44-year-old me just presented my 12-year-old self with the bestest gift that anybody could ever give her. Her voice. And that's my piece. Okay. And this last piece that I'm going to do. I wasn't even sure that I was going to do it, but I am. And it's a piece that I know a lot of y'all that have heard me perform before already know.
Is it my favorite one?
Which one? I think I hit myself?
You really gotta ask that question.
I think I hit myself.
Is that it? Huh?
Because I'm doing I think I hit myself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's the piece that I'm going to do. I do this piece so much, I guess it has become my signature piece. And who was it that said it? I think it was you. Yeah, it said that your mouth is vulgar. Mine is too. So, so I am going to try my absolute best. I'm going to try my best to censor this piece. However, because this piece here is one that's so special to me and just really touches something within me that is hard for me to censor something that has that kind of effect. And I promise you that when you hear it, you're going to understand, because y'all might be able to relate to this too. If there are any mothers in the audience, if there are any single mothers in the audience, and especially if there are any single mothers of sons, I think y'all might be able to relate to this piece that I'm getting ready to do now. And so this piece is called I Think I Hate My Son. I think I hate my son. Oh, no, not for the child he is, but for the man he could become. You see, in him, I see a whole lot of you, so since you're full of shiz, will that be his fate too? Will he develop your laziness and all your sorry-ass ways? Will he make promises to be there and then not show up for days? Will he always try his best to do everything he can to use you as an example of what not to be as a man? Or is he just another nigga destined to be not a product of his dreams, but of the shiz that he sees? My son, my son, my poor, poor son. My whack ass, sorry ass, trifling ass son. I see his grades slip. I see the smoke from the grass. I see the bevy of females all shoved up his ass. Treating him like a king, like his little thing is so sweet, until he busts that last nut and makes a hasty retreat. 9 months going once, twice, 3, 4 times. A girl and a boy, another girl and boy in the line. And now I gotta take on the same role as your mom and be a better father than our deadbeat son. These girls' tears burn my ears as they once again cry. Why can't he do right? Why he always got to lie? Why can't he be there for his kids, especially his son? Well, how does a man be a dad if he never had one? I hate him for the position that he might put me in. I done been through this shit with you, and now he's taking me through it again. 4 different baby mamas, and ain't married to none. My hoeing ass, lying ass, cheating ass son. He ain't got no dreams, or no hope for tomorrow. He can't give me nothing because he always got to borrow. So full of promise, but no kind of ambition. Unless he's sniffing out the clue, which seems to be his only mission. Bouncing from one woman's house to the next. Leaving each one all the more confused and perplexed. Oh, he said that he loved you. Sweetheart, he just told her the same thing. Oh, and he said that he want to marry you. Well, then where the F is the ring? See, right now, I'm having me a horrible case of deja vu because instead of seeing my son, all I see is you. But let me pause for a second because I'm really not being fair. The truth of this matter has finally become clear. You see, there's a perfectly good reason why I never gave him your first name, because even though you two look alike, you'll never be one and the same. And I know that first it starts with me, because how can I push him into the future when I can't even set my past free? Still angry with you, but he catches my wrath. You abandon him, I neglect him. Now you do the math. But since it's you who decided to walk out on him again, it's you who's going to suffer for this in the end. This child is destined for greatness. He is worthy of the best. And now that I have finally let you go, I can now help him to progress. into the image of God that's already been planned. The strong, highly favored blessing of a man. My son, I love my son for the change he shall become, despite the one he came from. I don't usually put myself out there like this. However, I do have books as well. I actually have 3 books of poetry, and they are all on, they're on Amazon.com, and they're also on Kindle as well. So if you would like to follow me on Facebook, my real name is Tiffany Glover. I promise you that. But because I am on Facebook as Jane Flo, I can't get anybody to call me by my real name. So you don't know who that is? Whatever. So if you would like to follow me on Facebook, that's JAYNEPHLOW, that's Jane Flo. Follow me, I'll follow you back. And on my fan page is the Jane Flo Experience, and it's at the Jane Flo Experience on Instagram. So if you're interested in the books, if you ever would like someone to speak at a workshop, convention, whatever that you're having, or do poetry, just holler at your girl. Thank you.
So like I said, that's pretty much the end of our show. We had a whole nother thing that I was supposed to do, and I'm going to cut that. So what I will do is I'm going to perform, which would have been my last piece, and then we'll do the demonstration and we'll end the show. The name of this piece is called Maybe One Day. We were supposed to show y'all the video and the whole 9. Nah, we ain't doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and perform the poem. I'm going to perform it first and then we'll do the thing. So my little backup dance is well. So like I said, after I do this piece, then we're going to do like a little protest type thing to end the show. And if anybody in the audience wants to come up and join us, you're more than welcome to do so. But the name of this poem is called Maybe One Day. Maybe one day we'll finally get some answers. Instead of having that same old dance being done around bushes to our questions. Maybe one day my people can feel equally accepted. Safe, sound, respected and protected, and not like lower-class citizens with this government system working against us. Maybe one day we can cast a ballot in an election for candidates who the people have selected. Well, we might actually be able to relate to that individual selected. Man, forget it. I must be merely dreaming, or is it wishful thinking? It could be both, depending on how you look at it. They are one and the same. Because there are no politicians that go out personally patrolling the politicking in the project. So I'll be blunt and focus on the logic while pointing out the obvious. If you're from the wrong side of the tracks, you're poor or you're black, or your home address is not secure with a white picket fence, or it ain't nestled in some quiet, cozy little cul-de-sac, instead you may pay a fee or even live for free, occupying a section of government-owned bricks where you cohabitate with the roaches and the rats, as broken spirits go out and create that exact injuries to their back every day for that never enough pay. But maybe one day we can have a reality while African-American males are no longer a casualty. A day where we can envision a life without them having to do a stint in prison. Or for our young black girls to be crowned prom queens instead of just another pregnant teen. Letting them know that they have alternative options, like attending and graduating colleges, knowing that they can accomplish absolutely anything. Maybe one day people will pick up books instead of bottles, seal in cracks rather than smoking it, so that not another soul is able to slip through them again. Or for those ones who swore to protect and serve, they won't find it so absurd to frisk a Caucasian kid crossing the curbs in the suburbs. Oh no, they're not the ones that are committing the drive-bys, but they are the ones that's going to school and committing the mass homicides and suicides. But I guess that's acceptable, right? Whereas if a black kid is just suspected, if he ain't immediately arrested, he may not make it to trial to be tried. Pow! You see on the spot, he dies. See, I don't know what part of the world you're living in, but this right here is the American But maybe one day we'll eventually get some help, since we can't seem to come together and fix it ourselves. But hey, maybe one day.
Yes.
I have a whole set. I promise y'all I'm going to do something else. I'll invite y'all back out. But we're going to do a silent protest. Anybody in the audience who wants to come up? Yeah. We have signs, we have everything, and it stems from this very same poem. This is going to be the last thing that we do to close out our set. Anybody? Anybody else? Come on up. I want some poets to come up too. Poets. Alright, so we're going to do a new version of Maybe One Day. So basically this is just a freestyle, just to stand in solidarity. We have signs, we have made some signs that just state a whole lot of things that I would like to see maybe one day. Maybe one day we can stop the violence with youth. We can protect our kids. We can practice peace, what all the signs say. So I'll start it off and you guys are welcome to just go and say maybe one day what you would like to see. Maybe one day we wouldn't have to march and protest. Maybe one day we can live out in love, protection, and absolutely give it our best. Maybe one day. Anyone else?
Protect kids.
You can read the sign, you can say whatever you want to say.
Maybe one day they will protect and serve, not just for themselves, but for us all. Because the last thing I wanted to receive is that call that says one of my 5 brothers have been gunned down by the boys in blue. And ma'am, since there's no video, there's no proof, and there's nothing left to do. Maybe one day they will stop using our backs for target practice instead for pats and asking us if we're okay, because they care and they want to be there. And they start doing what they promise and swear, to protect and serve. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day my son will be able to walk down the street without a trigger-happy cop trying to disturb his peace. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day single parents can actually find affordable housing. Maybe one day.
Yes, honey.
Maybe one day we could all coexist. And maybe one day I wouldn't have to worry about my brother going off to a college and getting shot. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day my cousin and my brother can walk down the street just like everybody else.
All right, maybe one day.
Yes.
People in the world need to end gun violence.
That's right.
Maybe one day I can have my family in peace.
Maybe one day children leaving foster care will not end up homeless.
Maybe one day we can all come together and do this again.
Right.
All right.
Maybe one day. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. We will do this again next year. This is going to be an annual event. Every year we want to make it bigger and better. We will manage our time a little better. But I want to say thank you so much. You didn't have to be here, but you chose to stay here and see this through. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to these wonderful queens of poetry. They were awesome. They put on an awesome show. Thank you to the young people. Everybody, we appreciate you. Good night. Thank you.